This question here is from Ari Fraser 140. I'm going to summarize the question. How should someone close to retirement adjust the plan if future market returns are lower than the assumptions in the model? That's a great question. The first step to this is going to be to have modeled some scenarios prior to making a retirement decision that show lower than expected market returns. That's like the most important thing. We should, before putting a stamp, you could think of the retirement planning process as the following. You have an ingredient gathering stage where you collect documentation. You have a baking stage where you kind of bake the cake, which is build the plan. And in the baking stage, and then you have a third stage, which is basically the execution. Now, before we ever get to the execution, we want to make sure that we've collected the right ingredients and built the right plan, so to speak, done the right baking. The right baking should include some simulations that simulate less than optimal market performance and can still show a successful outcome to your plan. How do you define that? It's pretty straightforward. Let's just say we are building a plan. Let's say you have a portfolio. This is not advice, it's just education, because when I start talking about portfolios and stuff like that, I have to do some disclaimers. Let's just say you have a portfolio and the rate of return is a 7% average rate of return over the last 5 years. You would want to model the plan both with your portfolio's performance, but also some portfolio performance that is lower than that. So maybe a 6% rate of return on average and a 5% rate of return. And ideally, the way you'd frame it is very easy to frame this. The framing is you just look at what that lower rate of return does to your spending capacity. So if you have that lower rate of return, can your spending capacity still satisfy your desired spending? And if you have that lower rate of return, will your guardrail depth still be sufficient to be a livable standard? Meaning, like we have an internal standard. Our internal standard is a plan is not viable unless the lower guardrail is at least 24% below the current balance. If the change in future returns would change that lower guardrail such that it would fall outside of our approved criteria, we would not approve the plan. And then you also have a third variable, which is, so just to repeat, we have spending capacity being above desired spending. We have the depth of the lower guardrail. And then we have the probability of having to make a spending adjustment in retirement. You can model all of those things and you can see what that would do. This is a very common practice we do at the firm and is very useful because it gives you a sense of like, what would my actual quality of life be if we suddenly go through a period of poor market returns. I think one thing that's interesting to explore here with this question as well is the duration of that market performance blip. Like, is it a 1 year poor performance? Is it a multiple year? I mean, that's not exactly perfectly clear. I know in the comment here you're saying over the next 5 years, but I'm just throwing out the theoreticals. Like, there's obviously different magnitudes if we think about poor market returns over a 30-year period versus over a 1 year period versus over a 5 or a 10-year period. And I think the best thing to do is just model it and understand. I can't give you direct advice and I can't tell you with certainty how that would affect every person. But in general, it's prudent to kind of have those contingency plans in place, and it will give you a lot of peace of mind. So I think that'd be worthwhile exercise to do. And I think that sufficiently answers or addresses the underlying question in your comment here, Ari Fraser 140. So thank you for the comment and the support of the channel. Real quick, let me show you the exact 3-pillar comprehensive retirement roadmap that takes retirees from uncertainty to peace of mind that less than 1% of retirees actually have in place. Now, I've built hundreds of these for retirees, and I can say with a high degree of confidence that these are the 3 pillars every retiree needs to have in place in order to have full confidence that they're not missing anything in their retirement plan. And I broke each of these down by the specific questions. You can see them here that each needs to be answered and the best way to answer them. Now, we've done this across pre-retirees, recent retirees, married couples, single retirees, $1 million portfolios, $10 million portfolios, all the above, and it works. And it's my gift to you today. It's absolutely free. It's in the first link in the description below this video. It's going to say free comprehensive retirement roadmap training. Just click the link, enter your info, and you'll get instant access all for free.